Soccer is perceived by many as a modern invention, but in fact various ball games have been known since ancient times. Not surprisingly, the Romans also had a ball game. This game was called Harpastum and was very beloved by the Romans. It was usually played in the baths to warm up properly before the water procedures. The ancient Greek writer Athenaeus and one of the early Christian bishops Sidonius Apollinarius spoke highly of the game, and the famous Roman physician Galen believed that it was better than wrestling or running, because it exercised every part of the body, took little time and cost nothing. Unfortunately, we know very little about how this ancient Roman game was played. Apparently, it was something between soccer and rugby. Many ancient Greek writers note that Roman Harpastum was borrowed from the Greeks, who also had a ball game called episkiros, Paisigmakapiupsilon rhoomicron, literally, common ball. It is interesting that even FIFA recognizes this game as an early form of soccer, and the ancient Greek bas-relief, depicting an athlete with a ball on his knee, is engraved among other images on the UEFA Champions League Cup. Thus, the Roman Harpastum was a variation of the ancient Greek episkiros. But we already know much more about this game. The game was played between two teams, which had from 12 to 14 people each. Players were allowed to use both feet and hands. It was a very tough game. Wrestling techniques such as grabs and throws were allowed against opposing players. Fractures, sprains, and strains were common during matches. 3 lines were drawn on a rectangular field of play, marking the boundaries and the middle of the field. The aim of the game was to make the ball cross the boundary line in the opponent's half of the field. Despite the severity of the game, it was played by both men and women, although it is possible that a lighter version of the game existed among women. The ball for the game of Harpastum was made of cane. Although there were also leather balls or balls made from pig's bladder. There was no time limit in the game. The game was played as long as both teams were able to continue. There was no break, but a tired or injured player could leave the game or be replaced by a new player willing to play. It was not uncommon for there to be no players left on the field by the end of the game.